Hello everybody, how are you? I am Fotini. I'm talking to you from Athens, Greece. I am a self-knowledge consultant, a writer, esoteric astrologer, and I'm carrying the energies of the High Priestess. And we are just one day after the solar eclipse in Aquarius, the Ring of Fire. And today, my higher self called me to talk a little bit about how the energetics through 2026 will be, not only through astrology perspective, but also the consciousness that is now shaping upon the planet. And yesterday's solar eclipse was a kind of initiation, which will go on through the ongoing and being exact on the 20th conjunction of Saturn and Neptune in Aries, in the sign of Aries, ruled by Mars. This is the world axis. This is the crossing of the point of no return. And what that is, for the last 4 years, I would say, till 2022, there is what I called, and of course my higher self and my ascended aspect described me, the bifurcation of the timelines. There is a split in consciousness, and I know that many of you who follow many channelers, many podcasts, who are trying to know thyself, aren't familiar with this term. What does it mean, the bifurcation of consciousness, of timelines? There are two main timelines. The one is what many call the old earth, but actually there is no old earth and new earth. There aren't what we call different location, let's say. We are not going anywhere to another planet. The earth, the rock, was always inspired through the soul of Gaia. We have, as we humans have body, mind and soul, the same goes with Gaia. Gaia was the soul. Earth is the rock. And Tara was the higher self of Gaia. When the fall of Atlantis happened, there was a split in consciousness, and that was caused due to the fall of consciousness of the masculine aspect. What is the masculine aspect? The masculine aspect within the unified field of soul is the external action-oriented aspect. We have the feminine aspect and the masculine aspect. The expression of power, in actuality the abuse of power that happened in Atlantis, led to the fall of consciousness. And the fall of consciousness was due to the abuse of power, due to the abuse of the mind over the feminine, but also over Gaia. After the Second World War, there was the gathering of the White Brotherhood. These are the ascended master and beings of light overriding and overwatching the affairs upon the planet. Because Gaia, through the Second World War, actually relived the war, the main war between the evil and the good, the White Brotherhood gathered at the end of the Second World War, and with the intention to decide what the future of this planet would be. Because what was happening was over and over again arriving at the same point where the abuse of power, which is a masculine aspect, has the gravitational, let's say, pull to repeat itself. And so the beings of light had to decide what to do. Then the masters of wisdom and the master of the first ray especially decided to call upon the legions of light of the family of Michael, what you know as Archangel Michael, to reincarnate back on Earth and to help energetically to raise the frequency of the planet from the part of the masculine aspect. The masculine aspect is buried through the abuse of power that is coming through the different structures that we have upon Earth, such as politics, mainly, economy, and of course all the other structures, churches, under the so-called will to govern, actually they control. And so the White Brotherhood gave what we know is the invocation to peace, and since 1960 till 1970, this decade, the blue rays started incarnated upon the planet, which are basically the ray of Michael, so that they can help for the purification of the different structure of the planet. In 2022, from 1970 till 2022, there were 3 calls for other souls, other rays to woke up, and the first was the harmonic convergence in 1987, then 2000, which was the white ray from Archangel Gabriel, and the end was 2012. Then the call was that there will be a mass awakening, because the soul of Gaia was ready to live and remain as rock, earth, and the humans would have to undertake the responsibility of living upon the planet without creating another war. That came to a standstill with what you and all experienced as the virus. It had to do with survival, and it was the moment that everybody, as a soul, has chosen, whether you are aware of that or not, to remain upon the planet without abusing power and without control. Because in that case, during the 2 years between 2020 and 2022, there was the massive attack again towards humanity in order to control humanity under the shadow of fear. In 2022, the changing of the Venus star, I have the activation of the Venus star on my offerings. We had a major astrological event on the 22nd of October 2022. We had 322, 22, 22, 22. We had the change of the Venus star, and the Venus star is the higher self of Gaia, from the sign of Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars and the god of war, according to the Greek mythology, to the sign of Libra, which is the sign of peace, diplomacy, but mainly harmony. And this change of the Venus star happened after 428 years. That means that everything alive on the planet was born under the old Venus star. After the new Venus star, the souls had another choice now. But the choice is now on the higher plane, the higher mind, because Venus ruled the higher mind, to choose love and harmony and not survival and fear. The old Venus star was ruling war, survival, Mars. Mars is not a sacred planet. Venus is. But this is coming from the masculine aspect. It has to come from within and from your masculine aspect within each and every soul. So if someone of you says, but I am born woman, and so my masculine is to blame, or the masculines on the world scene are responsible for what we are living. No, it's not about that. It's about your individual soul, the part of you that is masculine. And the part of you that is masculine, whether you are in a female body or not, is the part of you that recreating fear within your mind. That's why the upcoming conjunction, which is, it's not an upcoming, it's happening now, but on the 20th it will be exact. Neptune and Saturn in Aries means that we have the sixth ray, Neptune, and the third ray, Saturn. Saturn rules Earth, the Earth sign, conjuncting on the head. That means that what you are thinking is what you are creating. Most people don't actually realize that they are thinking in terms of duality. Right or wrong, man, woman, dark, light, up, down, when it's not. There is one unified consciousness. And this is your I am present, and this is your consciousness, your soul. So you have to bring the two parts of your soul united. And from that point, from your front lobe, which is the energies of High Priestess, that's why I emphasize that I carry the energies of the High Priestess, you have to give a direct order to create from the point of non-duality. In order to do that, you have to have brought your main energies, masculine, feminine, in full harmony. Yesterday's video, where I was talking about that, explaining the solar eclipse, I say a lot about that. And also, I spoke about, in my educational program, The Way of the Rose, of uniting heart-mind, which is the rose. And what I'm now explaining is that if you are thinking, because Aries rules the mind, if you are thinking in terms of I and the other, I am a woman, you are a man, this is right, wrong, and you are looking to the other, you are missing the point. And you are missing the point because you are not doing the work within you. And the work within you starts basically, base chakra, from uniting through certain codes, your feminine and masculine, your heart and mind, and the two hemisphere, which is the Venus star activation, within your mind, in order to not think in terms of survival, which is Mars, which is the old way, the old Venus star and Scorpio, but in terms of harmony. How can I harmonize my life? How can I harmonize all aspects of my life? My love life, my finances, my work, everything. You and all, we have to understand that we are a unified field. But in individual term, I mean, and what I mean by that, I mean, me, Fotini, I'm a unified field. It's like I am a universe with unified energies. And so whatever I'm creating must be harmonized. My work, my creativity, my love life, my finances. I cannot split myself, because I'm one, in two different parts, saying, now I woke up in the morning and I will do my meditation, I will do my rituals and whatever you do or you don't, and then I'll go out to the world and be another person. No, I will be among all people, among society. I'm not going to live in a cave up on the mountains, but I will bring my whole self within me, with me. I will bring what I am. I'm not living something in the dark, because in that way I sustain the division between dark and light. And that's why you are witnessing that everything now is coming to light. Even the darkest part of humanity are coming into the light, because there is no duality. There is only light. There is only light. But if you choose to hide whatever you try to hide out of fear, then be sure that this is what you are creating. You will leave the old earth, where duality will continue to exist. And what that means, you are projecting outside the dark that is living within you. And by dark, I don't mean evil. I mean, not acknowledged by you. Let's say, for example, that you have a fear for how you will survive. Let's say that you have a fear that you won't find a partner. What you are afraid of is projected outside into your reality, and you don't have a partner and you cannot support yourself. But if you bring all these fears into the light, first acknowledging them and then work with them in the best way to harmonize everything within your body, then your whole life will start to harmonize. And this is the challenge. And I say that there is a division and bifurcation of timelines is because once Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, the ruler of the eclipse, enters Gemini, which is in the middle of April, then Gemini is all about twins, duality, the good or bad, the up and down, the mortal and the immortal. Uranus then will do exactly what I said at the beginning of the video, will force you to take a side. And unless you have acknowledged your dark part, the part of you that is, allow me the word, unenlightened, the part of you that you haven't acknowledged within you, then Uranus, which is an electrified planet, will hit and bring that to the forefront for you to see. And the thing is that by loving ourselves truly, by unifying our hemisphere within our brain, we can acknowledge that what we are projecting outside is what we have inside. And it's hidden. And I will give you a beautiful example. Let's say that you have your house and you have things in the wardrobe or wherever that you have forgotten that you own. And you start cleaning your house and you find something that you had totally forgotten that you own it. This is exactly the human being. We are coming for eons of incarnations. We are coming out, maybe others are older souls than others, but it doesn't matter. We have aspects of us that we don't want to acknowledge. Emotions, fears, thoughts. And unless we harmonize everything, we cannot actually be at peace, first within and then with the outer environment, and acknowledging that what we have created as humanity, we have all created it, but we have been given the chance to make another choice. That's why I spoke about the bifurcation of consciousness. Because whether we are coming from the same source, which we are, in the physical plane, we are creating what we are carrying in our minds. And the seventh ray, which is the ray of Aquarius, it's the magical ray. It's the ray, the ceremonial order. It's the ray through which we are becoming white magicians. We create what we are thinking. That's why we have to be not only aware, but also responsible. Because awareness is one thing, responsibility is another thing. That's why Saturn. Many believe that, okay, I make thoughts of fear, or I'm thinking something bad about my fellow human, but I'm not doing it. Yes, you are not doing it, but it's the same as if you did it. The thing is, why you are thinking bad from your fellow being? Can you understand that he or she is responsible of what he is doing? Can you understand and see that he's the only one responsible for his action? And unless this action affects you, which if you are in a harmonized, unified field, you won't be affected. I can guarantee you that. And I had the greatest proof last summer during the Lionsgate. In my region where I live, in Athens, there was fire very near to my house, and I got the notification in my cell phone about evacuating, and it was 4 a.m. in the morning, and I connected with my higher self and asked, am I in danger? And my higher self said, no, you are not. And I stayed in my house, and nothing happened. You are always safe within your harmonized, unified field. But if you not trust yourself, if you are carrying within you the seeds of living still in survival mode, that means the old Earth and the old Venus star, then, my friend, you will continue to recreate these events in your life, whether you understand it or not. For all of that, as I am a Blu-ray from the family of Michael, I have been given various codes and activation to harmonize your etheric field and your higher mind. All these offerings are on the community board. You can read them all. You can enter the program of the Way of the Rose, where we can work with harmonizing all your centers, your mind, your heart, everything, have codes. It's a great program for 6 months. I have an offering for 1 week till the 24th of February for 3 members with a unique price. And I believe that you have to start preparing yourself for what is coming and really pay attention to what is truly happening right now, which is the entrance of a new era. Thank you very much for listening. I would mostly appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. This is my sharing of wisdom. Thank you very much and have a great day.